Today we are going to discuss in detail about feminism. This concept is widely endorsed all over the world, and people are talking about it nowadays. And then we have digital feminism. What actually feminism is, we need to understand where did it start. I would really like you guys to think for a moment, what is woman freedom? Is homosexuality or transgenderism is liberating women? If men are converting biologically by surgical operations, by surgeries, they are converting themselves into females. Does that mean freedom? Does gender fluidity means freedom? Does becoming a social media influencer makes any sense to you guys? That translates as feminism. Feminism is, I would say, a very dominating ideology. Welcome back, students, to our sociology series for A levels, IB, IGCSE, for all Cambridge students, right? So in the last lectures, we studied about the sociological perspectives, and we came to learn that there are two grand narratives in sociology, which is structuralism and interactionism. And then we studied that structuralism has three sub-theories or sub-approaches, I would say: functionalism, Marxism, and feminism. We studied in detail about functionalism, that functionalism is characterized by social order, and Marxism is characterized by capitalism. Today we are going to discuss in detail about feminism. Feminism is, I would say, a very dominating ideology. If I compare it with Marxism, so I think this ideology, this theory, this conceptualization of people about patriarchy and women's subservience against dominant men, this concept is widely endorsed all over the world, and people are talking about it nowadays. And then we have digital feminism. What actually feminism is, we need to understand where did it start. So this theory is not only limited to sociology as a subject, but in general we must know about the facts and fallacies against that are going on in digital media nowadays about feminism. So I will try to explain the real meaning of feminism and what actually it is, and over the time how it evolved, starting from the first wave of feminism, which started in the somewhere late 18th century till today, right? So let's begin with the end in mind. So I will start over with the basic features of feminism, and then I will slowly and simultaneously will move about its waves, and then I'll leave a room for criticism for you people to respond to, and I would like your opinions and comments on what actually feminism, what do you think about feminism, what is your critique, what is your point, what is your take or say about this idea, right? So students, before I really begin with my lecture of sociology, I would really like you guys to think for a moment, what is woman freedom? What is free will of woman? How would you, which shade of freedom, being a woman or a man, you would like to endorse for woman? Is homosexuality or transgenderism is liberating women, which means if men are converting biologically by surgical operations, by surgeries, they are converting themselves into females. Does that mean freedom? Does gender fluidity means freedom? Does becoming a social media influencer makes any sense to you guys that translates as feminism. What is feminism? I'll give you certain examples from the history till today, and you have to keep all those in mind. Which version of feminism would you like to see, and what is the real feminism out of them, right? So I don't know if maybe you people know about it. Is Marie Curie the real definition of feminism, or Eleanor Ostrom is the real definition of feminism, or I would say Taylor Swift is the real definition of feminism, or some social media influencer having 30k 50k followers having showing content which we say as content on Instagram is feminism. So you have to be very careful when understanding, because I really want my students, whenever they start thinking about any perspective, or we start learning about any ideology or theory in sociology, you must have either everything in mind equally, or you have to completely empty your mind and then start questioning about it, right? Because only then we can unlearn, or maybe we can learn something new, right? So whatever is going on in the society, and whatever the versions of feminism or about anything we see in mind, we must be critical about them, not biased, right? So I've just given you these examples so that you can just pile up these ideas in your mind about, okay, this is also seen as feminism, this is also seen as feminism, this is also seen as feminism. Then what real feminism is, what sociology has to say, what feminism was from 1792 till 2025, and obviously onwards it's going on. So what are its different phases, and what are its different shades, different types, and each type has its own agenda, right? So having these all questions in mind, I'll further my lecture, and we'll be discussing the features and the waves of feminism. And let's start. And third type of feminism is basically intra-feminism, feminism within feminism. We call it intersectional feminism, or black feminism, or socialist feminism. This type of feminism actually ponders the point that feminism across the ethnicities is not equal. This means that white women are not exploited as much as the black women are exploited. So white women are given more opportunities, and black women are not given such opportunities at workplaces, or basic rights, or marital equality, or education, whereas the white women are given more opportunities, are favored compared to black women. So this type of feminism basically takes place between 1980s to 1990s, and this type of feminism basically talks about ethnocentrism within feminism, and that's why we call it intra-feminism. So this type of feminism, the feminists who are socialist or intersectional feminists claim that the feminism in itself, within its boundaries, is intersectional, is ethnocentric, right? So this means that the degree to which the feminism or patriarchy, or confiscation of rights, or I would say exploitation of women is done is not as same in every ethnicity. White women are not exploited as much as black women or the women from other ethnicities, right? And then lastly, the most discussed, the most recent, the most contemporary type of feminism is digital feminism. Obviously, yes, digital feminism actually dawns with the meta-modern era. So when the meta-modern era after 2012 emerged, the feminism also took a new shape. Its version, I would say, got a little updated, and this type of feminism actually deviated from the core of feminist spirit. So this type of feminism is, I would say, mostly concentrated with other ideologies and seen as feminism. For example, transgenderism or celebrity politics. For example, you see Me Too campaign emerged in 2014, and then transgenderism, which means that men turning into women must be given the rights of women. That's a little hilarious as well, but transgenderism is totally a different concept, a different ideology, but unfortunately it has been infused with the feminism, and also the celebrity politics using the digital media, WhatsApp, Instagram, the ones who actually we call influencers, like celebrities, like people who are creating content. So their personal problems with other actors or co-workers or colleagues are actually brought onto the table in digital platforms, and they are actually considered as part of feminism. So with the emergence of digital media, people are trying to give their own version of reality about feminism, about how women are exploited, but down the line they have their own different kind of objectives and other kind of maybe politics going on or hidden agendas they want to achieve in the name of feminism. And then transgenderism, the term transphobia, which means that if a person belonging from one gender converts surgically to another gender, must be given the equal rights of that gender in which they are converted. And if people are not trying to give them those rights in the gender they have converted, so people are transphobic, people are afraid of trans people, the people who actually change their gender. So if a man changes their gender into a woman, he should be considered as a woman and given the woman rights, which is technically absurd because we have recorded many cases in United Kingdom, UK and USA where these people in women's sports and in different places, and then obviously unisex bathrooms and toiletries have done a lot of things that must be considered as criminal offenses in the name of transgenderism. So yeah, people are not actually welcoming this shadow or this shade of feminism. They mostly consider it, and even the sociologists also consider it as a different path that feminism has took and has deviated from its original agenda, which was actually about women rights, women free will, women education, women empowerment, women equality in workplaces, equality of opportunity for women, equal marital status, and equality in pay scales as well, right? So, and last but not the least, there's another concept that has been injected into feminism is gender fluidity, which means that homosexuality must be legalized. If people from same gender or same sex want to marry or create a sexual relationship with each other, they must be allowed it. It must be socially accepted, and they term it as LGBTQ community, right? And now it has become LGBTQ plus, right? Plus means that they are accepting all kind of genders, and they are gender fluid, and everybody must identify as whatever they want to be, which is again absurd. Nobody can identify as whatever they believe or they think they are. Whatever people are, they are defined by nature. So anyways, let's get back to the point of feminism. So feminism is about women's rights, it's about women empowerment, it's about a fight against patriarchy. It's a theory that suggests that men have structurally taken over the society and in their favor and exploit and dominate women, and women have a very limited choice of will, and whatever they do is actually in favor of men, and whatever pleases men, right? So they have complete control over their education, their employment, their equality of opportunity, anything you could talk about, right? So then there are different feminists. Liberal feminists talk about the political rights, political activism of women, the equal footing of women as men. Then radical feminism talks about the gender conflict that is persistent in the society. And then we have Marxist feminists who talk about equal pay scales, equality of opportunity. Women must not do domestic labor for free, right? And then we have intersectional feminism. Then we have digital feminism, in which feminism has taken a different shape, right? So everything about feminism that you require for A levels and what you need to know about feminism as a theory and its waves and its evolution are described today. I'm not going to talk about its criticism, because criticism of feminism is a very sensitive topic, and I really need my students to pitch in this conversation and do their part and tell me what actually they think feminism is, because I really want them to research on it and understand what feminism really is and what it is ontologically believed what it is. So there is a difference, and that only then we can reach to a correct definition or understanding of feminism, obviously by a gentleman discourse and by critical thinking. We can only reach to common terms, and only then we can learn to celebrate the diversity, which is synergy. So please let me know. You can email me, you can send me a text, or you can simply write a comment down below and tell me what do you think feminism is. And if you disagree with me on something, you can go check Britannica, you can go check your books of sociology, or if you have some other views about feminism, I would really welcome to read them. So yeah, thank you. And in the next class, we are going to study the next grand narrative of sociology, which is interactionism, and then obviously we are going to step by step understand all the 4 theories or the 4 approaches of interactionism, and then we are quickly going to connect it to the social institutions. All right, so I'll meet you in the next class. Thank you so much. Bye.